Olá, seja bem-vindo a esse vídeo. Eu sou Daniel Kiss, aqui da Inove Magistral, e estamos aqui com os nossos parceiros Flávio, da New Corp, e Samantha, da ADP. E hoje vamos conversar com vocês sobre um produto chamado Preticx. Hello, Samantha. It's a pleasure to have you here in I9 Magistral. Is it your first time here in Brazil, if I'm not wrong?
My first time in Brazil, and it's a lovely time. Thank you for having me.
Yes, you're welcome. Flávio, você é brasileiro, está aqui conosco para acompanhar, nosso parceiro da New Corp já há bastante tempo. Vamos começar a conversar um pouquinho aqui com a Samantha sobre o Preticx.
Obrigado pelo convite, Daniel. A gente está super agradecido pela oportunidade de estar conversando com o seu público sobre o Preticx e we are very glad to have Samantha here, so thank you very much to coming, to sharing all the experience that you have with this product, this important product in the US market. So let's try to get this experience and share this with our public here in Brazil. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
Okay. The topic prebiotic is probiotics are always in the agenda. How can you explain to the normal people the difference between this kind of products and why Preticx is one of the best choice to the public?
Yeah, that's a great question. Probiotics, as we all know, are generally the live gut microbes. And early on in the realm of digestive health, probiotics are what really brought the interest of the consumer into the gut health space.
Perfect.
And helped them understand the importance of a healthy microbiome. But that's only one small piece of the story.
Yeah.
When you take a probiotic, it's transient, as we call it. It does its work, very important work, as it's passing through the GI system. But without something to reinforce the gut microbes, then it's eliminated and that's it. So that's where prebiotics come in. And there's such a wave to adding prebiotics into the diet to help reinforce the microbial structure of the gut and to help selectively feed particular bacteria in the gut to alter the GI composition in a meaningful way.
Perfect.
Postbiotics are the metabolites that are produced by the healthy gut bacteria. And so having a very strong foundation of prebiotics help to nurture specific microbes that produce those metabolites.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Before we continue, I would like that you introduce yourself, your background to our audience, because of course you already had introduction of this team, okay? But no one's know your background yet, and you have a very strong and powerful background. Can you talk about you a little bit, please?
Thank you. Yes, briefly. My name is Samantha Ford. I have a background in nutrition. So I actually started in more of the clinical and healthcare field when it came to my education. And I received my master's in clinical nutrition and started my career in product development, R&D, and marketing for finished product brands in the supplement space. And from there, I really wanted to move into an area of work where I'm able to work with people, work with new technologies, identify new ingredients, and that's where I moved into the raw material space. And so now I do business development and technical support for specialty raw materials in the food and supplement market.
Very nice.
Great. Samantha, something that I would like to understand better, maybe you can share this, about the XOS or Preticx idea, right? Because you can talk about these kinds of advantage because it's a fiber it's a prebiotic. Why the dose is so lower than FOS, for example? How is the main benefits, for example, the bifidobacterium? You can talk a little bit more about that.
Sure. Yeah, Preticx is very unique in that it's not a dietary fiber per se. It's a selective prebiotic. And by that, I mean it very precisely feeds certain classes of bacteria in the gut, specifically Bifidobacteria, which we know is very anti-inflammatory, and it's really important for altering the ratio of the good to the bad bacteria in the GI system. The thing that's unique about Preticx specifically is its structure. So it's produced using an enzymatic hydrolysis of xylan. And that structure is comprised of varying chain lengths of xylose, that are combined into a polymer. And the majority of those are in the shorter chain lengths. Now that's important because that is what the gut has a preferential affinity for. And it's that structure that the GI system will feed off of and produce more of the Bifidobacteria. And in our clinical studies, we've shown that not only is it feeding Bifidobacteria, but it's not altering, for instance, lactobacillus or certain types of bad bacteria in the GI system. But it's also feeding really important commensal species like Akkermansia indirectly and causing an increase in those. So really producing meaningful changes to the structure of the microbiome. And in turn, it leads to improvements in metabolic health, for instance, blood sugar support, lipid metabolism, and even weight management.
And even in dysbiosis.
Yes.
It helps a person who have dysbiosis to restore their gut problems.
Yes, exactly. When a person is in dysbiosis, they experience what's called leaky gut. So as you can imagine, the cells that line your GI system, they're supposed to be very tight together. And the purpose is to help keep toxins from leaking through into the blood. And that's something that can be measured. And we have data that shows that with Preticx supplementation, in the plasma, we actually measured the plasma response to food consumption and looked at the toxin levels in the blood, with and without supplementation, and found decreases, meaning that over time it is closing those gaps and helping to restore a healthy microbiome, addressing the dysbiosis and the leaky gut.
Yeah. And do you think this kind of things that happen with our gut, the term that people always talk when people talk about gut issues or gut importance is gut is like a second brain. Do you think that this kind of situation, this kind of cytokines and other inflammation process related to our gut is what makes people relate the gut with our brain?
Absolutely. In the same way that, as these, inflammatory chemicals are seeping into our bloodstream, where are they going? Systemically everywhere into the body, including into the brain. And there's the famous saying, all disease begins in the gut. And I firmly believe that, and all the research points to it. And I think consumers are really starting to understand and recognize that as well.
So I suppose that all these interactions that you are explaining to us are based on in some clinical investments that you guys made around the year. So could you tell us a little bit more about this clinical support that reinforce this biochemical position that you are showing to us?
Absolutely. The incredible thing about Preticx specifically is that, in theory, you can talk about how you can change the microbiome and theoretically the health benefits that that could lead to.
Yeah.
Well, we actually have clinical studies that show every step of the way. So our early trials looked at simply the changes in the gut microbiome with Preticx supplementation. Like I mentioned before, increasing the Bifidobacteria and not altering the other classes of sort of the bad bacteria in the GI system. So that's one. Then we looked at studies where we measured the inflammation, found improvements there. Then we did human trials that looked at glucose metabolism, lipid metabolism, weight management, immune system function, and at varying dosages and varying lengths of time with supplementation from anywhere from 4 to 8, even 12 weeks, there were significant improvements in a number of these health indications. So now you have the structure function benefit, but then the proof in the health outcome.
And do you believe that is why all the studies was realized with Preticx is the main difference why people should use Preticx, not other kind of xylo-oligosaccharides?
Yes, it's a great question. So as I mentioned earlier, the degree of polymerization, really the structure of the prebiotic is what contributes to its health benefits. And we've actually analyzed Preticx and looked at all the different chain links of the xylose molecules in the compound versus other XOS on the market. And there are differences, very clear differences in the structure between the two. That being said, you cannot take the results from our studies and all the regulatory. We invested heavily in EFSA, ANVISA, Health Canada, FDA, and those apply specifically to our Preticx. You can't take those and use them for something else because the materials are simply not the same.
So what you try to tell you is that is not every XOS is effective, right? So just practice, have the clinicals, the safety clinicals, everything to guarantee the approval, to guarantee the results that was promised in the clinicals that Preticx made, right?
Exactly. That's exactly right. And even a step above that, there's a lot of third-party literature that looks at the degree of polymerization and how that relates to GI health. And there's a very clear correlation between that structure and those clinical benefits. So the data is out there. It's very clear. You can't just apply. Not all XOS is created equal. So in order to make any claims on a different type of XOS, you would have to clinically validate that and test it on its own.
Can you tell us about how kind of combinations, associations, the level of the companies that are using Preticx in the marketing, that some success cases that maybe you can share with us about this important ingredient for us?
Yeah. It's really cool because Preticx is FDA GRAS for populations 2 years old and above. And the physical characteristics of the material make it very easy to formulate in a wide variety of formats. So the other thing is it's effective at a very low dose, 1 gram, compared to dietary fibers, which require multiple gram dosages. And with that, the side effects are very low. So that said, we have success cases in so many of the different channels in the US market. Of course, the practitioner channel, they use Preticx quite a bit in prebiotic formulations for reinforcing the gut barrier. Kids products, even gummies now, are growing rapidly with the Preticx for kids' gut and immune health. And then more recently, functional beverages have really grown with the inclusion of Preticx. Again, having the regulatory approvals make it very safe for use in the food and beverage applications. So with that push for better for you drinks and snacks, gut healthy drinks are really growing. And so that's a strong category for us at the moment.
Very nice.
Great.
In this area about business, we are specifically here in Brazil. We are looking every time for trends. And what is the main trends that you are seeing in USA? I remember we were talking about some kind of products that is claimed something like without probiotics. That's really happening in USA right now?
Yes, in fact, I was actually reviewing a number of the finished products on the market, and I looked at them and realized majority of them had no probiotic in the formula. They're probiotic free, so to speak. And again, that goes back to the reinforcing the gut integrity happens with prebiotics. You have to nurture and fertilize what's already inherent, to each individual. And using something like Preticx, which is a very selective kind of precision prebiotic, it's almost like personalized nutrition. It will work with your body to alter your micro. Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Nice. So, thank you, Samantha, for this brief explanation about Preticx. I believe that this could be a very nice support for our partners in the market. And again, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Samantha, again. Thank you, Flávio. Espero que você tenha curtido, que você esteja gostando desse conteúdo. Se você gosta, clica aqui, se inscreva no nosso canal, continue seguindo a I9 Magistral e os conteúdos que a gente costuma trazer para vocês. Obrigado.